Hey everybody, welcome! My name's Jolene Size with Sass'n Around Decor, and you are down in what I like to call down under, my little room in the basement, where I like to make wreaths. So, decided to go live. We're going to do a scarecrow wreath tonight. This is only my second time going live, so please bear with me. I am going to try and turn the phone, and lay it up on a shelf so you guys can see down. So I'm going to have to flip the phone for a moment, so bear with me while we do that. Hopefully it doesn't make anybody sick and that I get in the right spot. All right, so hang tight here. I'm going to turn ya. Thank you for bearing. Okay, there we go. I'm kind of off to the side a little bit. There we would do that. Move all my stuff over. And then I think you can see a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to do a scarecrow tonight. I got this guy. I liked the blue denim. So I have a blue denim ribbon. And then we have a blue and white checkered. Orange. Some burlap. There doesn't seem to be... Okay, there's enough on there. Some burlap. And then... I haven't decided about these two. I thought they went well with the shirt, and I'm thinking of adding those in, doing a big bow along with the scarecrow, because just him alone, he's going to look a little bit lonely. We're going to stuff some, I don't know if you call this straw hay, stuff some of that in there. And we're going to use 21-inch mesh. We're going to actually, I don't have a whole roll of the 21, but I also have the same design in 10-inch. So what I'm hoping is to make 2 trips around the wreath with this and then fill in with the 10-inch. So I'm not even sure if that's going to work. So we shall see. So let's start first with, let's get some ribbon cut. I am using a Hobby Lobby form this time. So that only has 16 ties in there. So we need 8 of each one. So we've got 1, 2. And then so this is just a piece of cardboard. Put some duct tape around it if you haven't seen this before. And the duct tape just kind of gives it a little bit more strength because it is cardboard. It's 6 inches, so when you wrap it around once, you get a 12-inch ribbon. And that makes it a whole lot easier than trying to cut one ribbon at a time. And then we're just going to dovetail the ends. That makes it look a little bit prettier. This is some great, let's see too. This is some great ribbon from last year. I got a bunch of stuff on sale at Hobby Lobby last year. I got it at 60% off, and then I went back and I got some stuff at 75% off. And I wish I had bought more. I remember trying to decide how much I should buy, because last year was my first season in fall, and I was worried I was going to buy all this ribbon and not use it all come the next year, but I should have bought more. So, and then this is a leftover Christmas too. I think this was Michael's. That's just a plain burlap that you could get anywhere. This denim and the checkered are both from Craft Outlet. It's got a little hole. Oh! That wasn't supposed to happen. 2. Nope, that's 8 right there. And this is a little bit thinner ribbon. It's not, I don't think it's 1.5. Yeah, so this is 1.5. And then this is 2.5. This is a little bit odd. It's just 2 inches. But I don't think there's going to be enough texture and color that'll just look like an additional design element, not necessarily a ribbon that's not the same color as everything else. And this is a little thick, so I'm cutting half of it at a time. I can't quite cut all of it at once. Fix that guy later. And blue and white. What is 1? I lost count. 1, 2. I even marked the top of my cardboard here, the top, because I get going round and round and round, and then I can't figure out which way's up and if I have a full ribbon wrap or if I'm only got a half a ribbon. So I had to cheat there a little bit. So I am in Colorado. Where are you guys at? If you're checking in with me today, we have had like 2 hot days this entire year. We're still kind of waiting for summer to kick in. It's been trying to rain for 2 days. Those clouds come in and they're dark and lots of lightning. So you can't really go out and do anything, but then it never really rains. So that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping to go for a walk this morning, but the weather wasn't going to cooperate with me. So I am going to do this. Okay, so move these out of the way. And I'm going to take our form here. And again, this was a fall one that I got on clearance last year from Hobby Lobby. I usually get them from either the craft outlet or the wreath shop. It's easier if you just pull these all up, open them up to begin with, so you're not trying to open them up as you go around with your mesh. All right. So, get the zip tie. I just usually take, here's the 21 inch. I just drop the roll on the floor. That seems to be the easiest way to do it. Scrunch up the beginning. And just have a couple inch overhang. Put it into that first twisty. Give it a good tight twist. Now we're going to come in and take our zip tie. We're just going to tie this down to the base itself, just to kind of give it a little extra security. I'm going to move my camera here a little bit because I keep popping off of the... Ooh, can you tell I'm on a shelf? I'm trying to get that wire out. Sorry, guys. Not too high tech here. There we go. That's better. Okay, so you normally do about 10 inch. So you could take it and you could measure each time. I don't like to do that. So I've just kind of gotten used to giving it a pull. Depending on how fast you count, you can just kind of go 1, 2, 3. And that's usually going to give you the length that you need to make that poof. And we are just going to go all the way around. And I'm hoping, like I said, I'm trying to be creative here and use up some mesh half rolls that I kind of have laying around. So we're going to, normally you would do 3 loops around. You would do 1 loop on your bottom ring, and then you would go around twice on your top ring and just tie into the same twisty tie twice. But I'm just going to do 2 times around, and then I'm going to go in with some pieces of 10-inch mesh and fill in the spaces and the gaps. It seems crazy to be working on fall because we can't even get summer going here in Colorado. Okay, and so you just take it and you just go right up here to that next ring. Give yourself your little puff and tie it in. Oh, I don't think my mesh is going to go all the way around, guys. No. So that plan didn't work. Let's see if I have another roll of it. Because that's going to cause a problem. Oh. All right. Well, that was... That didn't work, did it? All right, well, we're going to change things up here a little bit. We're going to take it all off. Hey, wouldn't it be a fun live if things didn't go quite like you wanted it to? So now we need to go with a plan B and decide which mesh I'm going to do instead. I should have waited to tie this down until I knew it was going to fit. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. Let's do... We'll do 10-inch with this. So what we're going to go for is about 19 to 20-inch pieces. You just put a little something heavy down there. Helps hold it in place. And we cut away. And that's going to use up just about the entire roll, if I cut it right. You guys, there is a fly in here. You have this entire house, and somehow the fly finds this itty bitty room down in the basement. And of course, it's not just a little fly, it's one of those huge jumbo flies. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys can hear it. It keeps buzzing around. It's driving me crazy. Okay. So, like I said, I'm new. This is my second live, so I'm not quite sure if I'm supposed to ask you guys to check in or say hi or ask questions. So if you're out there and you want to, go ahead. And I need a little more practice and watch a few more videos on how to do a live. Because in all honesty, I don't know how to tell if you guys are... Can I watch my live? I'm checking out my... Oh, there I am. Okay, I see how... Hey, figured it out. I just watch it on my iPad. And then I can see if anybody comments. Yay! Okay. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. So we're just making a nice big pile. And this mesh, I don't know for sure if it was the craft Outlet or the Wreath shop. It was one of the two because that's pretty much where all my stuff comes from. Sometimes I'll get mesh from Hobby Lobby when it's half off, because you never buy anything from Hobby Lobby unless it's half off. But not very often. I found like their solid color, if you buy just like the red or the white, it's not the highest quality. We're gonna leave that one whole. If you get their natural, which is just, you know, like this color here, that seems to hold up a little bit better. Okay, now we're gonna, there we go. So we're gonna do this a little bit different. We're gonna scrunch these. So, I see in a lot of videos that you just take it and you just kind of have to pull back with your fingers and just scrunch it in the middle. You hold it. Take your first zip tie, not a zip tie, I don't know what you even call these, tie, and put one in there. Kind of puff it up. We're only gonna twist it once right now because we're gonna go back and put ribbon on it, so we don't want to stack that too high. I found, for me, this seems to be an easier way to scrunch it. You just kind of have to find your own rhythm, see what works best for you and your fingers. It just seems to go faster for me. Plus, I kind of feel like it hurts your fingernails after a while when you do it the other way. I always enjoy picking out my colors and my designs, patterns, contrast, using a dark brown. It almost looks black. Work wreath on this one. It'll give it a great contrast. We are getting ready to go camping. We just went camping for the weekend. Just a short trip to a little place in Colorado called Terriall. It's about an hour and a half from here. But we are doing our week-long trip. We are leaving Sunday. There's a beautiful place called Taylor Park. There's a reservoir that you can do fishing. And then we dry camp, so we don't stay in a campground. We're out in the forest. And the trails we have razors, the side-by-side four-wheel off-road vehicles, I guess is what you call them. And the trails are just amazing. But 4th of July is always crazy busy because you have so many people that come. So we always go up the weekend after the 4th when everybody's cleared up. So we'll go up on Sunday. It's about a 6-hour pull. My husband pulls the fifth wheel and I pull the razor, so we caravan, which I don't mind. I think time goes by faster on a road trip when you're the one driving. When you're stuck in the passenger seat, it just seems like it takes forever. And then I can listen to whatever music I want to, or book on tape. Book on tape. I don't even make books on tape. An audiobook. Hey, if you guys can recommend a good audiobook, I cannot find anything to listen to. I love historical fiction. I'm a total Outlander fan, if you're familiar with that. That's kind of where I got my name. Sass'n around door decor was a Sass'nac. And if you'll see, if you're an Outlander fan, you can see my daily calendar here. Since reading those books, I can't find anything that compares to watch or to listen to. I started reading after the first one came out 17 years ago. I've read, I guess, starting at book 4, when they started coming out, I would reread the entire series over again. So book 1 I've read seven times maybe, and listened to them on Audible numerous times because Davina Porter is just an amazing reader and she makes the books even better, but I cannot find anything to listen to. Everything just seems so poorly written and there's no detail and you just kind of don't get sucked in. So being that I have a 12-hour round trip drive, I would very much appreciate any recommendations for something good to listen to. All right. So there we go. We've got our 10-inch puff in there. And now I'm wondering, I don't think this is enough to it. So I think I'm going to cut some of this leftover, excuse me, as I reach across. And we're just going to scatter it. I'm not going to put it in every tie. Maybe like every other tie. That's kind of a big, and when I'm filling in, I really only need it to be about 10 inches. It doesn't need to be as long as the main piece. I'm trying to get the tape off here. So I'm going to kind of go for about 10 inches, I think. Just using it as a filler. Try not to cut off my finger. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oop. 7. I was hoping for 8. 7's not bad. Has anybody figured out what to do with these? I hate throwing them away. I worked in an elementary school, but nobody could really use them. And I just don't know what to do with them. All right. So I wonder if what it would look like. So I am going to go ahead and untwist, put this in there. I'm going to try it 2 different ways. We can kind of just, since they're at the end of the roll and they're so tight anyways, we could just scrunch them like this. But I am going to try and do, see, whoop, my scarecrow. If I should do it this way, if it would give us more coverage. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna scrunch because I just think it's gonna fill in a little bit more. What I probably should have done is gone for bigger pieces instead of like the 19-20 inch, maybe done like a 30 inch and use the second part of another roll. So I'm going to go every other tie on the top and then alternate and do every other tie on the bottom. So we're going to go right here on this one. So that goes there. And I'm not going to have enough for every other one. So wherever we're lacking, that last piece is where we can put the scarecrow. And I also want to do that big bow. So that's going to take up and fill up space too. So it won't be so thin. All right. Okay, now let's put some ribbons in. So we will, I don't want to put these two together and it just be two solids and then two with pattern. I like to break them up and do like a solid and a pattern if that's how I have it, or like a checkered and a stripe, just so they alternate with each other. Okay, so you take your two pieces, just put them so they're pretty much even. Scrunch it in the middle. Now and then you go right in the middle and give it a good 2 to 3 twists this time because we want to make sure that stays. Then I just bend that end over so that it's not sticking out. It looks a little nicer. Give your ribbon just a little bit of curve with your hand and then pull it in opposite directions. And then you could stick with the same ribbon and go around and skip ties and then come back around. I'd get confused. So I alternate the ribbons as I go so I don't end up missing any ties or getting the wrong order or anything like that. Okay, and this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be mesmerizing for the next few minutes as I go through and get these in for you guys real quick. So I'm going to take a look here. I can see we've got a couple comments that popped up, and since my phone is up on my shelf, I can't see them. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Dipty. My mom's there. Hi, Mommy. And I can't see the other person because my wire frame is in the way. Whoever's there that I missed, thank you. Thanks for jumping on, guys. It really helps me and helps build my page and build my business when you guys check us out and like my page. I'm working on making a YouTube channel so people can go at any time and watch videos and learn how to make wreaths themselves, because that's how I was able to get started. And then the way Hobby Lobby does it, they don't have an equal amount of ties. So you're going to get to the point where you double up and you have two designs back to back, and there's just really nothing you can do about that. And again, that's kind of where I would try and stick the scarecrow or a sign, or we're going to do that extra big bow on this. So that's just where we'll stick that, and then you won't notice, and you probably wouldn't notice it anyways, unless you kind of knew what you were looking for. So since we have the two blue and beige right there, we're going to bring in the orange and denim, and we're going to go in either one of these. So we'll just do this one. Get a quick drink of water. Excuse me. Whoop, wrong way. Which one am I doing? Doing this one. I just reorganized and cleaned out my room, which makes it so much easier. When you walk into a room and it's clean and it's organized, your brain starts fresh and crisp. Okay, we're gonna just move this out of the way. It's really hard to be creative and design, in my opinion, when your room isn't organized. It just kind of puts my whole brain feels disorganized and messy. So as you can see, this goes pretty fast once you get used to it. I have a craft fair at the end of July in downtown Denver. So I will have a lot of summer designs. I have quite a bit of farmhouse, kind of rustic burlap designs. And then I will bring in some Halloween and fall items also. I have wreaths and swags. I might do a swag next. I like those. It tends to be so many wreaths that it's kind of nice to change it up with a swag instead. And I'm already starting to order stuff for Christmas because it just sells out so fast. I mean, the stuff that you really like is gone. It'll be gone in October from the websites that I like to order from. And I try and not get too much stuff from Hobby Lobby because I feel like if people are paying for a one-of-a-kind unique or even a custom ordered wreath, they want it to be something that they just can't walk into a store and buy on their own. So I try and buy from online vendors that most people don't have access to. All right, and we have one more. And then we're going to work on figuring out where we're going to put our scarecrow. I wonder if we should make the bow first. And then do the scarecrow. So let's take a look. So he's going to kind of go here, and we're going to put a big bow here. So what I'm actually going to do is get him ready so that he's dry. I'm going to use, these are zip tie mounts. So they have a little sticky backing on it that you peel off. And then depending on what I'm putting it on, I will either hot glue it or super glue it to the centerpiece. I'm going to go for hot glue. I kept the stick on him so that helps get him down in there a little bit better. So I'm going to hot glue. I'm going to glue his butt right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick one up on his head too. We want to make sure he's good and secured. And then once I get it on there, I like to go around the outside. I'd rather have too much glue instead of not enough. So now he can sit over on the side and dry while we work on the bow. All right, so let's move this. There are lots of different little tools out there to help you with the bow. There's a great one called the Bowdabra. It's a little intimidating to use. I'm kind of getting used to that. This one works really well for me. So we're going to start with this one. It is the Easy Bow Maker. And I'm trying to decide, I think I'm going to use this one as, or should I use orange as a base? I'm going to use orange as a base. I'm wondering if I have enough on this roll. I don't. Hang on, I'm going to grab another roll of orange here. All right. So let's make a bow. This is where I kind of struggle a little bit, to be honest with you, so bear with me. I usually just measure from the corner to right here, and that's what I make my tail. So you just kind of scrunch it right in the middle. You slide it in those wooden dowels, and it holds it. And then you have numbers on here. So you have 1 through 8 inches. So that helps you measure to keep track. When you're using a ribbon like this, you can see that there's an outside. I'll show you. You have your outside, and then the inside is different. You have a back side. When you use some sod like this, it's the same, so it doesn't matter. When you have one that's different on the inside, you always have to, in the center of your bow, you have to twist your ribbon to turn it the right way so that when you come back around, I'm going to just throw that on the ground. When you come back around, you've got the right side up again, so that you don't have the outside. I'm going to go, I want this bow pretty, I'm going to go with 7 inches. Okay, so we'd squeeze it down in the middle, twist it. Oh, and this is glitter. I'm going to have glitter everywhere. And we go out to that 7. And just to kind of help, I do this just to make sure they're even. This one could go out just a little bit more. Okay? And then we're going to go so that we have 3 on each side. And just bring it out to the one below it so that they're the same. And then as we go and build the bow, each loop in the front will become smaller. So whatever you do first is going to be your bow on the bottom. It's the back part of your bow. So I try and pick something that's going to really contrast. So that one doesn't quite, there we go. That's going to contrast the most and pop out. All right, there we go. And you just come down here and cut your tail. Okay, now for the next one, let's do blue. I'm going to do the navy. You already have your one tail here, so you can just basically measure. Doesn't have to be perfectly even, just so it's close. This loop we're going to make 6 inches. And we're still going to put 3 on each side. This one is much easier ribbon to work with than the other one. And one more loop each side. Okay. There's that one. Then twist it again in the middle so that your tail that comes down, it's sticking out the right way. And we'll go back and dovetail them when we're all done. Now I'm going to use our natural. This time we're just going to do 2 loops on each side. I'm going to go ahead, I'm still going to keep it at the 6-inch mark. So same size, we just won't, we'll only have 2 on each side instead of 3. Okay. You just kind of have to keep, my little dowels are coming out. They're not holding in there very well. Now we'll use our denim. Okay. Now we're going to do 5-inch loops. You know, and there's really no right or wrong way to do a bow as far as how big you want your loops to be. If you want to do 2 or 3, you know, that's just kind of up to you. There are certain styles out there that are meant to be made a certain way. And if you're making that style bow, then that makes sense to do it. But you can do it however you want if you're just being creative. Or if you only have so much of a certain ribbon. This guy's twisted. He's not very easy to use. So I'm gonna do 3, just to see what happens. And hopefully it will look good. Oh, this is like real denim. It's not a bow that looks, it's not a ribbon that looks like denim. And it's not very easy to work with. Okay. So now this is where these two came into play. And I'm going to try it with it. If it doesn't look good, we can always take it off. Let's do this blue. I mean, it's a different color than I would normally go for with fall, but that might change it up nicely. So let's find out. We're gonna do 4-inch loops. I can't even really see the numbers anymore, so we'll check to see if they're the same size. Same size. I feel like that's not big enough. I'm just gonna pull it out a little bit more. I have no idea what that really measures. It just looks right to me. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. I'm worried that my little wooden dowel's about to fall out, which isn't going to be good. So 2 of that guy, and then we'll do 2 of this one. I'm going to go a little bit smaller on this one, especially since it's so bright. We kind of want it more as just a little bit of an accent, not so much a main attraction. And we'll do 2. Okay, let's cut this guy off. Now I need a big zip tie. Ooh, I hope I have one. Dude, check that out. I have like 2. Perfect. And then I need a pipe cleaner that we're going to use to attach it. All right, so you just carefully get down into the center. Pick it all up, pinching it. Okay, holding it all together. We're going to take our zip tie. Putting it right over the top, holding it with my thumb, pulling it around. Then you want to close it up so it's kind of holding. You don't want to cinch it super tight yet. Just kind of pull it a little bit close so it's helping you hold it. Then you're going to take your pipe cleaner and put it in there. You can use floral wire. I just find that that's hard for me to work with. I just like to use a pipe cleaner. Before I go super tight, I want to check it and make sure that I'm actually in the middle of the bow, and I am. So now we're just going to pull that super tight. Trim that off. Get that out of the way. Okay. And then we're just going to fluff. And you're just going to start pulling it equally and arranging it until it looks like how you want it to look. So you've got 3 in the back. So you've got a top, a middle, and a bottom. Same with this blue and white checkered. Now we've got our burlap. And you kind of can't, you have to pull it all out and then go back and look at it and start to finalize it and put them exactly where you want to go once you kind of got them all puffy. Okay, so let's do our edges. So I just have all 3 here. I'm just going to make it in one cut. It makes it easier. Saves time. I like to do the 1.5 inch at an angle, not necessarily a dovetail, just because I think it adds just a different extra design element. Oh, I have orange glitter everywhere. All right. Let's bring our wreath back over. So I liked the idea of the bow up there and our scarecrow down here. I could put the bow here and the scarecrow up there. I think I might, or we could even go like this. I'm doing that. Once I get the bow secured, I'll finalize it a little bit better. Okay, so again, pipe cleaners. They're just gonna slide right through the zip mounts that we hot glued on there. And we're just gonna hold on to the zipped pipe cleaner, kind of fish down in here between the pieces of mesh, looking for that wire frame. And tie him in there. I kind of just give it 1 or 2 twists to start with till I make sure he's where I want to be. And then I'll go in and tie him in there a little bit better. And I'm sorry if my head is in the way. I hope it's not. Trying to decide if I want to keep this stick. I almost don't need him. Okay, I'm going to break this stick off, hopefully, and not break the scarecrow. There we go. There. We didn't need a stick. All right, so here's him down there. And then we're gonna stick our bow up here. So here's our pipe cleaners, and same thing with the bow that you did with the scarecrow. Kind of reach in for that frame. Find where I want to put it. That's here. I'm going to flip it over this time. And then just twist it on the back. And I'm going to come back in here and twist him up real good. Okay. Let's see, so we have an orange, and the orange down here. What do you guys think of the blue and the plaid? They're kind of bright, not necessarily what I would do fall, but I was trying to bring out that shirt. I would love your guys' opinion. Here's what it's kind of hard to see. I will post a picture of this in just a moment, so you guys can see what it looks like. And then I'd love your opinion if you think I should keep the colored ribbon. I guess it's kind of hard to tell. Or does it look better kind of more muted? All right, I'll be back to post a picture. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. It really means a lot to me that you hung in there. And I will be back with another live soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye, guys.